Hey, what's going on, guys? This is your host, Jay, and we are live in our studios here from Inside Out. Before I get started into this topic, I wanted to kind of let you know that I'm doing this live stream, late. It's 9:23 here and at my location, so I apologize on the lateness. I was extremely busy for this whole entire week, and I just could not get the time, if you will, to go out and do these videos like I want. It's just me, and I don't have any help or anything of that nature. So, anyways, enough of that. I wanted to get on here real quick and share a important topic that I had done before in the past, and it turned out pretty epic for a lot of you. And the reason why I'm doing this topic or need to talk about this again, as usual, is because number one, I've had a lot of activity and questions being asked on my Twitter account and other social media platforms on this topic. And I think it's crucial and very important, if you will, to get on here and talk about this so you all can, be educated and also share this information with your locked up loved ones or something along those lines. Now, again, I'm only doing this because I feel, and I don't want to use the word compelled. Okay. I really don't. For whatever reason, I don't want to use that word. But I feel it's necessary to get this information out because not a lot of people, especially our mainstream media and other social media platforms, there's not many people doing this, if that makes sense. So I'm doing this just because I feel, in my personal opinion, it's crucial to do so. And before I get started, sorry for the background. I'm in my kitchen area because I really don't have any other place to do this video. So, anyways, let me get into the topic, if I can, of this video. And again, guys, this video is about the Prisoner Lawyer Handbook. Now, again, I've done previous shows in the past on this, and it turned out pretty good. But for all the newbies that have joined this channel and all the newbies that are on Twitter that have locked up loved ones in whatever prison you're in or they're in, excuse me, I'm hoping this information will be helpful to all of you. All right, so let's get into it real quick. And I'm hoping you guys can hear me. I'm using a new mic setup, so I hope you guys can hear me clear and there's no connection or sound problems like I've had in the past. But I'm still working on everything, and this is all fairly somewhat new to me. All right. The first questions I get on, especially on Twitter and whatnot, uh, you know, with all the violations and all the negative impacts that are going on inside of our prisons, the number one question I get a lot is that a potential lawsuit? Can my locked up loved one conduct or file a lawsuit in that prison? Well, the answer to that question to you guys is yes, absolutely. Now, keep in mind, it doesn't matter what prison your locked up loved one is at, whether it's federal, state, or county jail. All three of those, all right, all three of those, you can file a lawsuit. Now, what kind of lawsuit? Well, I'm going to jump into that here right now and kind of show you. And again, I wish I could show you on the screen what I'm talking about, but I don't have the, excuse the French, technology yet to figure out how to do all that. I will get better at it as time goes by. So bear with me. I'm getting this information off of this handbook that you can download off of Google or any other internet site for free. Now, if that doesn't work for your fancy or whatever the reason may be, you can get it off of Amazon and other book related websites. And you can even download it on, I believe you can also download it on Kindle and your other downloaded devices. But regardless of where you get it, the information I have in here is hopefully going to answer your guys' questions pertaining potential lawsuits with your locked up loved one in whatever jail or prison they're in. So pay attention. The first thing that gets asked again a lot is, you know, do I have a lawsuit? What constitutes a lawsuit? How do I file? All those fun, fancy questions get asked me a lot since I become a prison activist. So, in any event, the first step in doing this lawsuit is you got to file grievance after grievance after grievance. I cannot stress that enough, guys. All right. Get in there and file your grievances. If you do not file your grievances, well, guess what? Your lawsuit's not going to be fruitful in any way, shape, or form, or it won't help you in any way. All right. So it's like a paper trail. That's what that means. You have to file your lawsuit step by step and do it just like it says that you're supposed to do. Otherwise, you're not going to have any luck. So it says here, know your rights. Now, again, you have to know your rights on this stuff. If you don't, well, for whatever factor or reason, guys, and I can't stress this enough either, if you don't know your rights, um, go study that. Figure out what your rights are before you even do any of this. Okay, because I wouldn't want you to look like a a jackass, excuse my French, or make yourself embarrassed in a prison setting if you don't know what you're doing. That's why we have, believe it or not, prison lawyers or jailhouse lawyers, if you want, whatever you want to call them, legal beagles in our prisons and jails. They get so discredited, but they are very smart and they know what they're doing, especially my locked up loved one. He's very good at litigation. So he knows what he's doing. But anyways, with that said, know your rights. Ask yourself, and here's the question. Ask yourself, have my federal rights been violated? And it's just not federal. It's all clear across the board. I hope that makes sense. Okay. It says, it has my federal rights been violated? If you have experienced one of the following, and there's a list, I'm going to go through them here in just a second. The answer may be yes. All right. So, you also want to file a 1983 packet involved in your grievances too. So you got your grievances and your 1983 packet, which you can get from your law library. Now, keep in mind, some prisons and jails and whatnot evidently do not have law libraries. Well, you have your loved ones outside that can get it for you and send it in. Regardless how you look at it, you got to get those two documents filled and do it right. Do it step by step, or you're wasting your time. But number one thing that can cause a lawsuit to be potential and fruitful, if you do it right, is number one. Pay attention to these steps, guys. Number one, guard or prisoner brutality or harassment. All right. I'll say that one more time. Guard or prisoner brutality or harassment. All right. If you are getting harassed or getting beat or abused in there or some type of negative impact on top of that, all right, you have yourselves a possible lawsuit. I'm hoping that makes sense with you guys. That's number one. Here's number two, unsafe cell or prison conditions. And believe it or not, in the deep South, such as Mississippi, Texas, Florida, you name it, Alabama, all the deep South states, our prisons are dealing with that on a daily basis. All right. And we got a major problem with that. Everything from air conditioning problems. I know this because I used to live in the South for a while. That was the state of Florida for a while, for 5 years. And I've seen it all. And I advocated down there as much as I could. Now I'm back in my home state, Washington State, and I'm doing it here now. We don't have a heat problem here, but we do have other problems that arise. And I'm trying to be the voice of that too as well. So in any event, guys, so that was number two. All right. Unsafe cell or prison conditions. If that's going on with your locked up loved one, whatever state or county you're in, that's a potential lawsuit. Get it filed. Don't let them get away with this. D.O.C. is very cunning, and they know exactly what they're doing, and they get away with it because people like us, or I should say you, not just me, D.O.C. don't like us. All right. You know why. But when it comes to you guys out there, when you don't know what you're doing, what your laws are, what your rights are, they can stomp all over you. All right. They know exactly what they're doing and they can get away with it. But no, they won't with me or other activists because I will cause a shitstorm. I will. In any event, that was number three. Or I'm sorry, that was number two. Again, number two, unsafe cell or prison conditions. Moving on. Number three, real quick, guys. Censorship, and you all know what that is, or extremely limited mail, phone, or visit privileges. Now, keep in mind, yes, DOC can take those away if you're doing something bad or something along the lines and you deserve to go to the hole and you get some of those privileges taken away. Depending on the situation, they can't do it just deliberately just to do it. They have to have reason behind why they're taking it away. I hope that makes sense. All right. But if they just do it to be a bunch of disrespectful individuals just because they can without any cause or probable cause or whatnot, then that's a problem. That sets up a possible lawsuit. That was number 3. Number 4 on the list, guys, is inaccurate medical care. And that happens on a daily basis everywhere in our country. And that's real facts. I don't have enough time to go into details on some of that, but maybe I can do a show on that real quick and let you guys know what we're dealing with when it comes to just medical and mental situations, and kind of all ties into one. So that happens on a daily too, and our taxes pay for that. So there's no excuse why it should be happening, but it's also a potential lawsuit. So I hope that makes sense. Um, the next one down the list is number, was it 4? No, I'm sorry, 5. Interference with practicing your religion. And I've seen that too when I was in there. DOC will stop you from having this religion, or an inmate will complain and stop you from trying to have this religion, or it clashes with another religion. Yeah, bullshit. Sorry, my French again. You are titled to whatever religion you believe in, whether it's Christianity, Jews, whatever it may be, whatever you believe in, whatever God you pray to, you're allowed to have that. And if it gets discriminated against in some way, short form or fashion, you have a potential lawsuit. And I definitely file if that's going on in there. So, in any event, guys, see the next one down the list: inaccurate food. And you guys saw the tray on my Twitter account. That's what a lot of inmates get on a daily basis, whatever state you're in. That's the food they get. And I did a show on that. And I also did a show on how much money comes into the system, which really gets me upset because all that money coming in, all that tax dollar coming into the system, and that's what they get to eat. Yeah, I don't think so. Maybe I'll do another show on that and show you detail after detail on what they really do eat inside prison. It's absolutely bull crap. And I wouldn't feed that to anybody's dog, including if I had a dog, I wouldn't feed it to my dog. Matter of fact, I'll go one deeper. I wouldn't feed that crap to my kids. They would starve. And it's absolutely inhumane. And I will touch base on that later down the road if I can. Again, next one down the list is racial, sexual, or ethnic discrimination. And that happens, again, on a daily basis in prison, especially with the transgender section. So that's going on wherever you're at, whatever kind of beliefs, I guess you can call it, whatever your sexual preference is in there, that gets discriminated against. And, I'm doing all I can to, to make myself heard on that situation. So again, look, and believe it or not, yes, sex crimes of all types of situations happen in there too. I'm not going to talk about that, but you guys get the idea. It does happen. It's not hype. It does happen. But if it's racial, sexual, ethnic discrimination, that's a possible lawsuit. So make sure you got all your evidence gathered up, all your I's dotted and your T's crossed before you file this situation. The next one, last on the list, guys, is placement in the hole without a hearing. The hole, the shoe. You can. There's a laundry list of names that's called. All right, but if you get put in the hole and you don't get a hearing, that's a violation, and you can sue the Department of Corrections or whoever did it to you, most likely Department of Corrections, and you can, believe it or not, sue that department for that because you have a right to hearing. You have a right to reason. You have a right to know why you got put in the hole and what was the reason behind it. They don't tell you. They are silent and they don't get writing down. They don't even have a paper trail of it. Then yeah, that's a big no-no and that's a big violation. All right. So again, I told you at the very beginning, I'll make this short and sweet, guys. I got to get out of here. It's getting late. Sorry for that. I apologize. So number one thing, you got to exhaust the prison grievance system. Exhaust it. Use it. Use it. Use it. I can't stress that enough. To possible positivity on your lawsuit, you got to do the right steps. I told you everything. If you don't know what you're doing, it says here on this document, it says try to get help. Consider trying to hire a lawyer because, again, there's a lot of civil lawyers who will do these type of cases free. And if you win your lawsuit, that's how they'll get paid. They don't need money up front. Some don't, some do. Do your own homework on it. But civil rights attorneys love this stuff. They'll eat this stuff up like it's a favorite dinner or snack. So, yeah, prison activists and lawyers love this type of stuff. All right. They get right into it and get their hands dirty. So, hire an attorney. Most of them will cost nothing until your case is won. So, look into it. Make sure you do your homework on it. Just don't hire some rinky dink attorney. I've been there, done that on attorneys. They can be flakes, and all they care about is the money. Again, do your research, guys. That's all I'm asking. It says here, or also find a jailhouse lawyer, which I said earlier in this broadcast. Find a jailhouse lawyer. All right. Because again, if you do not know what you're doing, you have those three things right there. At least get the grievance process going correctly. File your 1983 packet from the law library. Find yourself an attorney, or get your loved ones out here to hire an attorney. You have steps. There's no reason or rhyme or excuse or anything of that nature to conduct this type of activity. All right. So make sure that if all these people are doing this, all right, and there's a violation after violation after violation, make sure that you have all your evidence gathered, all your proper paperwork gathered. Otherwise, guys, I'm serious. Otherwise, your lawsuit is going to fail. All right. And that's real facts. So make sure you know what you're doing. All right. If you guys have any questions regarding this podcast tonight, or this broadcast tonight, however you want to put it, please put your comment, your questions, your concerns, even maybe a headache or two, whatever, in the comment section here tonight. That way I can answer them and be truthful to your to the answer, because I'm not going to give you guys false information. That's not who I am. That's not what I do. You want false information, go somewhere else. I'm not going to give it to you here. I'm going to give you truth. I'm going to give you logic. I'm going to give you reason. That's where I'm at with it. And that's who I am. If you've been following me for some quite time now, you know who I am, what I do, and what I'm about. I will not be silenced because some individual over there don't like what I'm doing. I could care less. And that goes right along with D.O.C. and everybody else. So anyways, I know that was a mouthful, and I know that's all information, but again, if you guys want this information that I've just read off to you guys tonight, go to Google right now or after this video's over and type in, just like you hear it, Jailhouse Lawyer Handbook. A section on your page should come up somewhere, and you can download it from a PDF file form and go from there. You can also send this video, or I'm sorry, this video. I'm tired. You can also send in this whole entire packet or book, if you will, to your locked up loved one so it can teach him or her how to do a lawsuit. All right. So again, make sure that you have, and this message is for the locked up loved one, not just you guys out there. Excuse my French, or excuse me. Sorry about that. So again, if you have all your documents, your 1983 packet, your grievance filled out correctly, and all of that, then you're in the right track. All right. You got your lawsuit looking good for you. Now, keep in mind, lawsuits are very time consuming. There's a lot of moving parts, if you will, in that lawsuit. And lawsuits can take up to 2 years, 3 years, possibly 4 years before you see any results. But regardless, if you get your stuff in there on a timely manner and do it correctly, you'll be all right. But again, if you don't have your evidence, I don't suggest you file until you figure out what you got, lay it all out on the table, and go through it. But there better be a grievance filed, and there better be a 1983 packet filed. Otherwise, you're just wasting your time. All right. So it looks like there's 2 people that just were in here. Now there's nobody watching here now at all, and there's 2 thumbs up. Okay, great. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. At least it's getting out there. My purpose for doing this is getting out there, and I appreciate that. So with that being said, I'm going to back out of here. I hope this information is good for you guys. If you guys like what you see here or anything, please share this video and put this information out there for somebody else to use. All right. Because I want to continue to plant the seeds and help educate the masses. If you do not, for whatever reason, belong to my channel, I suggest you hit that subscribe button right now and turn on that notification bell. That way, you'll know when I go live, like I am right here, right now, or upload a new video right here in our studios from Inside Out. All right. So help me grow this channel, help me spread awareness, and keep continuing to educate the masses on the Jailhouse Lawyer Handbook, lawsuits, whatever it is, prison related. I will get in here and try to talk about it, especially if you got a question for me. If the YouTube thing's not your fancy, or you don't like YouTube as a whole or any other platform that I belong to, you can actually email me right now, guys, and contact me on a more personal note if that's your thing at voicesfrominsideout@gmail.com. All right. That's voicesfrominsideout@gmail.com. And again, thank you guys so much for joining me. I do appreciate it. I'm your host, Jay. I'll see you guys in the next video. Good night, everybody.